राजकुमार के लिए, भाई हम सबके दिलों के राजकुमार भी तो हैं ये। राजकुमार, आपसे पूछना चाहेंगे हम, 2024 मेरे ख्याल से आपके जीवन का सबसे सुनहरा साल आप इसको मानेंगे?
Well, definitely. First of all, thank you so much, NDTV. Thank you, sir. Thank you, jury. Thank you, Shrikant, the real Shrikant, for giving us your life story and for giving me this opportunity to play you on screen, because it was one of the most challenging parts. But I had so much fun because when there are challenges, then only it's fun. Otherwise, it gets very monotonous, very boring.
आपने तो अपॉर्चुनिटी छीन लिया, नहीं तो मैं खुद प्ले करता था यार।
नहीं, प्लीज कुछ काम हमें भी करने दो। आप सब कुछ करोगे तो फिर हम क्या करेंगे?
नहीं, सीक्वल 2 में हम दोनों लड़ेंगे।
डन।
किसको अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलेगा, किसका लुक बेटर होगा, देखेंगे ना।
डन। बट यार 2024 बहुत ही अच्छा रहा। आई थिंक गॉड हैज बीन रियली काइंड। दिस इज माय सेकंड इंडियन ऑफ द ईयर. I received it in 2017 because that was also a fabulous year. But I want every year to be a fabulous year for our cinema, for our stories. I wish कि हम लोग अच्छी कहानियाँ कहें, अच्छा कंटेंट बनाएं.
This is NDTV, and you're watching NDTV 24/7.
Hello and welcome to this Monday edition of the World Report. I'm Arjun Samar Mahindran. Let's take a look at what's making headlines around the world. India's visiting Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri has held talks with Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi on Monday in Beijing. Wang said China and India, in fact, should seize the opportunity to meet each other halfway, explore more substantive measures, and commit themselves to mutual understanding, mutual support, and mutual achievement, rather than mutual suspicion, alienation, and mutual depletion. In a significant shift in US-Colombia relations, the White House announced that President Donald Trump will suspend previously threatened tariffs and sanctions against Colombia. Now, this comes after Colombia agreed to accept deported migrants from the US. US Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt confirmed that Colombia had agreed to President Trump's terms, including the unconditional acceptance of illegal immigrants returned from the US. Initially, however, Trump had planned to impose 25% tariffs on Colombian goods and issue travel bans on officials after Colombia refused to allow US deportation flights to land. However, the country has now agreed to in fact facilitate the return of citizens, including offering a presidential plane to ensure the humane treatment of the deportees. Hamas has announced it will release 6 hostages this week. Among the hostages to be freed is Arbil Yahoud, a civilian whose case has been at the center of a diplomatic standoff that has in fact delayed the return of Gazans to northern areas. Over the weekend, Hamas released 4 Israeli soldiers but withheld Yahoud, prompting Israel to accuse the group of breaching the terms of the ceasefire deal. Under the agreement, the militant group was expected to release civilians first in the exchange for Palestinian prisoners. The Israeli army has killed at least 22 people in southern Lebanon on the day its forces were due to withdraw under the ceasefire deal. Now, this is according to health officials, the Gaza health officials. In a statement, Lebanon's Ministry of Public Health said on Sunday that at least 124 people were also wounded as the Israeli army opened fire and people tried to return to their homes. Palestinians waited for their cars early on Monday to cross into northern Gaza for the first time in more than 15 months. This as hundreds also crossed over by foot. A long line of vehicles carrying the few belongings families still have with them were seen along the Salah ad-Din street in South Wadi, Gaza. Now, thousands of Palestinians headed north after waiting for days to cross. The opening was delayed for 2 days over a dispute between Hamas and Israel, which said the militant group had changed, in fact, the order of the hostages it released in exchange for hundreds of Palestinian prisoners. Rwanda-backed rebels claim they have captured Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo's largest city, Goma, as United Nations described a quote-unquote mass panic among its 2 million people, and Congo's government say the rebel advance was a declaration of war. Footage filmed late on Sunday showed flashes of light in the night sky as well as the sound of gunfire. The M23 rebels announced the city's capture in a statement minutes before the 48-hour deadline expired that had been imposed by the group for the Congolese army, in fact, to surrender all their weapons. South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol was indicted on insurrection allegations. It's the first time a sitting president has in fact faced criminal charges in the country. Yoon had been under investigation and detained, in fact, over his botched December attempt to impose martial law, plunging the country into political chaos. He has been suspended from office while a court, in fact, mulls whether to remove him permanently. Throughout the crisis, Yoon has been outspoken in his opposition to the probe, and his approval rating, which was at rock bottom, has somewhat rebounded since his arrest. Not unlike another world leader, Yoon has the example of Trump, who has been very vocal throughout his legal travails, some experts argue. Turkey has arrested 15 people, including the owner and management of the Grand Cartel Hotel, following a fire at the ski resort that killed 78 people earlier this week. Now, the blaze, which started in the hotel's restaurant at around 3:30 a.m. local time, forced panicked guests to jump from windows. State media is reporting that judicial proceedings are ongoing for the deputy mayor of Bolu province and the local fire chief. Meanwhile, independent experts revealed that the 12-story hotel lacked basic fire safety measures. Turkey's President Erdogan has vowed to hold all responsible parties accountable, while the hotel's management has promised full cooperation. The incident has reignited calls for stricter safety regulations across the country. Former Indo-Canadian MP Ruby Dhalla has announced that she will now participate in the leadership race, in fact, for the ruling Liberal Party of Canada to succeed Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Dhalla entered the race on the eve of the deadline for the candidates to declare themselves, the 23rd of January. Though her campaign, however, will still have to submit the fee of $350,000 Canadian dollars or over $240,000 US dollars to qualify. Dhalla was first, in fact, elected to the House of Commons in 2004 from the erstwhile riding of Brampton-Springdale. She was re-elected in 2006 and 2008, but lost in 2011 and opted not to contest in 2015 when the Liberals came into power with a thumping majority. Her victory in 2004 federal election made her, along with Conservative Nina Grewal, the first women of Indian origin to be elected to the Canadian House. US President Donald Trump is in discussions with multiple parties over the potential purchase of TikTok in US. Speaking on board Air Force One, Trump said a decision on the app's future will likely come within 30 days. According to sources, the White House is negotiating a deal involving software giant Oracle and a group of US investors to take control of TikTok's operations. Under the proposed arrangement, ByteDance, TikTok's China-based owner, would retain a stake while Oracle would oversee data collection and software updates. Trump emphasized the significant interest in TikTok, but made no mention of specific buyers. The plan is part of the administration's efforts to address national security concerns surrounding the popular app. Colombian Foreign Minister Luis Gilberto Murillo has said his country would receive returning Colombian nationals who were deported from the United States. He told journalists in Bogota on Sunday that Colombia would ensure they would be treated with quote-unquote dignity. Murillo spoke in the capital after the White House claimed victory in a showdown with Colombia over accepting flights of deported migrants from the U.S. on Sunday. Now, the flights were accepted hours after President Donald Trump threatened steep tariffs on imports as well as other sanctions on the longtime U.S. partner. Meanwhile, Elon Musk has asked a Texas federal judge to dismiss a class action lawsuit accusing him of defrauding voters with a $1 million a day giveaway. The plaintiffs claim Musk and his Political Action Committee, or the America PAC, misled voters into signing a petition in support of the U.S. Constitution. Musk argued that participants were told they could earn the $1 million by becoming America PAC's spokespeople rather than winning it randomly. He insisted that the giveaway did not qualify as a lottery under Texas law. Members of the Haitian community in Ohio's Springfield are turning to their faith in the wake of President Donald Trump's crackdown on migration. Haitian immigrants in the once desolate town are seeking solace in their churches and local community centers and businesses, overwhelmed by fears Trump will end or let expire the temporary protected status program that allows them to remain in the U.S. legally. Thousands of temporary Haitian migrants have legally landed in Springfield in recent years under the TPS program, as a long-standing unrest in the home country has given way to violent gang rulings ruling the streets. The U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration, or the DEA, has released images and videos on Sunday of an immigration enforcement operation at a Colorado nightclub outside Denver, where 50 people were taken into custody. The early morning raid Sunday was a part of a ramped-up deportation action promised by U.S. President Donald Trump. Now, the Trump administration officials, including border czar Tom Homan and the acting Deputy Attorney General, visited Chicago on Sunday to witness operations in the nation's third-largest city. The presidential election in Belarus ended on Sunday with polling stations closing at 8 p.m. local time. According to the Central Election Commission of the country, the turnout by 8 p.m. local time was 85.7%. Belarus's President Alexander Lukashenko is all but certain to extend his more than 3 decades in power in Sunday's election. The 70-year-old strongman is poised to win a 7th 5-year term after a campaign in which 4 token challengers all have, in fact, praised his rule. Lukashenko has been in power since 1994 and has ruled the country of 9 million people with an iron fist. A US-based organization is transforming the house of Auschwitz commander Rudolf Höss into a research center devoted to fighting extremism and is introducing it to the public on the 80th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz on Monday. Now, the house, which belonged to a Polish family before Nazi Germany's invasion of Poland, lies next to the site of the former death camp, now the Auschwitz-Birkenau State Museum.
My dream, and those of our colleagues, is that every visitor, every fellow, every academic that comes here takes action to fight extremism and anti-Semitism wherever they come from.
The dazzling display of molten iron fireworks, a traditional Chinese folk art preserved as a national intangible cultural heritage, has been staged in Yuyao City, East China's Xinjiang province, to celebrate the upcoming Chinese New Year. Now, the iron flower beating is a folk art performance of throwing molten iron to create sparkling streaks of light. Sparks rain down as performers sprayed molten iron to simulate fireworks, bringing festive magic ahead of the festival. 6 planets, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, were spotted in the night skies over Italy in a planetary alignment Sunday evening, seen up close through real-time images shared by the Virtual Telescope project from their remotely controlled robotic telescopes. The great distances between the planets meant they were not visible together in a single image, but they could be located individually, however, and in smaller groups. The astronomical link-up is fairly common and can happen at least every year, depending on the number of planets. A similar parade took place last June, but only 2 planets could be seen without any special equipment. It's time we slip into a short break now. See you on the other side.
In today's interconnected world, India's voice is more crucial than ever. When India speaks, the world listens. At NDTV World, we are that voice, bringing you.
Sitting quietly while your car is made all shiny. Downtime can be just fine too. Ready meal is piping. Waterproof, on the loo. Just enjoy your back tattoo. tea break, face break, maybe even watch the ad break. Sometimes it's not time for some tombola, right? It's enjoying lasagna time, chilling with a book time, or time to visit your nan time. Put the phone down.
Now I'm retired, I can spend more time with my grandson. I'm proud of him and want to help any way I can. Which reminds me.
Welcome to British Seniors, the UK's #1 rated provider of over 50s life insurance.
Hi, I'd like a quick quote.
No problem. We're proud to offer our seniors lifetime guarantee. With 100% of claims having been paid, we guarantee your premiums will never go up and that you'll speak to one of our specialists in the UK.
Well, that's good to know.
UK residents aged 50 to 80 are guaranteed to be accepted. Depending on your age, your loved ones can get a cash payout up to £10,000.
And that money can help with my funeral costs or even be used as a gift. I'll do it.
Plus, when you sign up, you'll receive a £135 gift card and free 24/7 GP advice and health services.
Thanks, Mum, for everything.
Be proud to protect your loved ones with British Seniors. To get a free quote today, call our UK team on 0800 158 552 or visit britishseniors.co.uk.
Step into an unforgettable year with a VIP, a very important postcode. Because in People's Postcode Lottery's February draws, players in one winning postcode will each win £12,000 every month for 12 months. Fill your calendar with the things you've always dreamed of. Sign up before midnight on the 31st of January for you and your neighbours' chance to win £12,000 every month for 12 months. Is your door in the draw?
Our first year as a family flew by. And now, I want to make sure he'll be financially protected for all his birthdays to come. That's why I'm calling Smart Insurance.
Hi, how can I help?
Hi, I'd like a quick quote for family life insurance.
OK, you can choose a benefit amount up to £750,000 depending on your age.
That's great.
If you're a UK resident aged 18 to 64, you can apply with just a few health and lifestyle questions. For £250,000 of cover, the price starts at just £14.77 a month.
That's less than I thought. And could help my wife pay off the mortgage.
And with our Smart Family Guarantee, you'll have peace of mind.
That's good to know.
You'll also receive a 100% advance in the event of terminal illness and 10% cashback on your first year's premiums. That's the Smart Cashback. Plus, you get your choice of a £125 gift card.
Protect the life you've built the smart way. To get a free quote today, call our specialist UK team on 0808 141 5855 or visit smartinsurance.co.uk.
Welcome back. You're watching The World Report on NDTV. The first container ship of the China-Europe Express, the fastest direct route connecting Europe and China's Yangtze River Delta region, arrived at its destination at the Jade-Weser port in Germany on Friday, ushering in a new era of international trade upon the Chinese New Year. The Kawa Ningbo cargo ship, departing from the Ningbo Sushan port in East China's Xinjiang province, and carrying over 1,700 containers of lithium batteries and other high-tech value goods, completed its non-stop voyage in 26 days, well below the shipment time of 45 days in the past.
This opening significantly enhanced the flows of goods between China and Europe, strengthening the stability of a global industrial and supply chains. The route demonstrates vividly how the belts and roads are built together.
iPhone giant Apple is in talks with Bharat Forge to make the Kalyani Group company one of its vendors in India. The Economic Times has reported. If an agreement is reached, Bharat Forge will make components for the iPhone maker in India. Bharat Forge will then be the latest Indian company to work with Apple after the Tata Group. Apple has 3 iPhone assembly plants in India. The largest of them is run by Foxconn in Tamil Nadu. The other 2 are run by Tata Group units in Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. Apple is focused on iPhone enclosures and is expected that local suppliers will be on board over the next year. This is in addition to the Tata unit in Hosur, Tamil Nadu. The Indian Computer Emergency Response Team, or the CERT, has issued an advisory for users of Google Chrome browsers on Windows PC, Macs, and Linux devices, highlighting security flaws within the older version of the web browser. Now, CERT-IN has issued a similar warning for Chromebook devices running outdated version of Google's lightweight operating system, Chrome OS. The organization has in fact classified these vulnerabilities as high-risk warnings that they could potentially allow attackers to gain unauthorized access to sensitive user data, cause denial of service, and more by executing a specially crafted web page. The advisory stated that these vulnerabilities could affect both individual and organizational users.
It's more kind of relief, no? It's different. It gives you, the thing that you can do it if you play some great tennis. The second one, this one, maybe you enjoy it a bit more because it's different. And but every Grand Slam or every tournament you win or you go far, it has its own story. You have to pass difficulties like I did also this year here, and this makes it very, very special.
Meanwhile, Indian cricket team batter Tilak Varma has scripted history with his match-winning knock during the second T20I encounter against England in Tamil Nadu's Chennai on Saturday. Tilak slammed a brilliant 72 of just 55 deliveries with the help of 4 fours and 5 sixes, in fact, to guide his team to victory. Thanks to the knock, Tilak became the first player in the world, this is among full member nations, to score 300-plus runs in the format without getting dismissed. In the past 4 innings for India, Tilak scored 107 from 56 balls versus South Africa, 120 from 47 balls against South Africa, and 72 not out versus England. Earlier, the record belonged to New Zealand's captain Mark Chapman, who scored 271 runs before getting dismissed in T20I cricket.
Terrific temperament, and to get runs when the chips are down, a bigger player in matches to come.
Harbin's newly renovated and upgraded Hawaii Hotel is ready to open on Monday to welcome athletes and officials for the 9th Asian Winter Games. Now, the games scheduled to be held between the 7th and the 14th of February marks China's first major international ice and snow event after the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics. The upcoming event is set to be the biggest edition of the regional ice and show sports extravaganza to date, with over 1,200 athletes from 34 countries and regions across Asia registering to compete. The Hawaii Hotel, located in the same complex as the main media center and the venues for the opening and closing ceremonies, will serve as the athletes' village for the ice sports competitions. English soccer's match officials' body say police are investigating abhorrent attacks aimed at Premier League referee Michael Oliver and his family following the match between Wolverhampton and Arsenal. Oliver was the referee for Saturday's game at the Molineux, which Arsenal won 1-0 after both teams had a man sent off. Professional Game Match Officials Limited, the body responsible for referees in English soccer, said Sunday it is appalled by the threats and abuse directed at Oliver following the game. Actor and producer Jennifer Lopez premiered her upcoming musical drama Kiss of the Spider-Woman at the Sundance Film Festival on Sunday. Now, Lopez, who stars in and executive produced the film, said it's a big difference when you have your studio money behind you compared to working on films with a smaller budget. This is a passion project and you're scraping every dime together and you're cutting scenes because you don't have the money to shoot them, she said. Now, the film, which was directed by Bill Condon, is an adaptation of the 1976 novel of the same name.
There's a big difference when you have like studio money behind you and then you're just like trudging along and like, you know, this is a passion project and you're scraping every dime together and you're cutting scenes because you don't have the money to shoot them and, you know, all kinds of things like that. And it was like, no, we have to, what are we going to do? Who are we going to call? You know, it's like that type of thing.
Critics lambasted it and the audiences didn't grade it much better. But despite the turbulence, Mel Gibson's Flight Risk has managed to open #1 at the box office, at the US box office, with a modest 12 million business. Now, this is according to studio estimates Sunday. On a quiet weekend, even for the typically frigid movie-going month of January, the top spot went to the Lionsgate thriller starring Mark Wahlberg. The Walt Disney Company's Mufasa: The Lion King, in its 6th weekend of release, scored $8.7 million to hold second place. After starting slow, the Barry Jenkins directed film has amassed $626.7 million globally.
Come with us. You don't have anyone.
She does indeed have someone.
That's Zazu, my scout.
Well, that's all we have for you today. Take care and have a wonderful day.
Now we move on to the next category, which is the Youth Icon of the Year. And for this, मैं एक बार फिर से request करूँगी
Sometimes it's not time for some tombola. It's enjoying lasagna time. Or time to visit your nan time. Put the phone down.
Time's up, fad diets. Life's too short to only eat grapefruit. Hard-boiled eggs. Cabbage soup. Ugh. Ditch the diet shakes, measuring tapes, and vibrating plates. And break free from fad diets with Voi. With its combination of clinically proven medication, personalised health app, and one-to-one coaching, join the weight loss revolution today at joinvoi.com.
No child should suffer the torture of trachoma, but so many are in pain right now. Nananga's lashes have turned inwards. They rip and tear away at his eyes. Pomelo's sight could be gone forever. He's just 3 years old. Kofanga screams for his mother. His eyes are so infected that he can't even see her. For so many children in the world's poorest countries, trachoma is torture. It's a painful infection often spread by flies, and it's destroying children's eyesight. But it could be stopped if you help today. By calling 0800 038 4926 and giving £1 a week to Sightsavers, you can help make sure children get the treatment they desperately need. You'll help us bring them the medicines and the care that can treat infections. And that means you'll be helping to save children from the torture of trachoma and a life of blindness. Please help us reach them. Call 0800 038 4926. Text C13 to 82727 or go online and give just £1 a week now. Because we need you to help save the sight of children like Nananga. We need you to help save them from the torture of trachoma.
We know travel can be confusing, so let us inspire you. Welcome to Qatar. Experience it all. World-class hospitality, diverse landscapes from city to sea, and fly there with the Airline of the Year 2022, Qatar Airways. Book now at travelup.com or call 0207 580 5000. Travel Up, flights, hotels, holidays.
Charu Pragya joins me at this moment. Charu, when the BJP released its manifesto, Arvind Kejriwal called it, the copy of what Aam Aadmi Party has been doing. Same is being repeated by Saurabh Bhardwaj. They say we have done it, and that's why the people will, in fact, have more faith in us than the BJP copying our manifesto.
Ankit, good afternoon. And yes, I was listening to Arvind Kejriwal talking about the AAP manifesto. The funny thing is he talks about Kejriwal ki guarantee. And the whole country now knows that the only guarantee in this nation that has worked effectively has been Modi ki guarantee. So it is in fact Kejriwal who's become a copycat today. That being said, everything that he's talking about in his manifesto is things that he's been talking about for the last 3 terms. And where has he managed to deliver? Where are the 500 new schools that were promised to the people of Delhi? Where are the 20 new colleges? Forget about the new colleges. Even the existing colleges are not getting funds from Delhi government. We are struggling with clean air to breathe. We are struggling with clean water to drink. The roads are a mess. And every time it rains or winter comes around, the people of Delhi are actually fighting for their lives. That is the situation of Delhi. If we look at the last 1 decade, Delhi is worse off than it began, and this is only and only because of Kejriwal Sarkar. In fact, a Sarkar which cannot even be led by Kejriwal going forward because the courts have ensured that he's not supposed to be taking any administrative decisions, signing files, or even going to office because of the corruption charges he's still fighting. So, whatever the manifesto says, the people of Delhi are going to oust this political party once and for all, and Delhi deserves better. Delhi deserves to be on the path to development. It's the capital of our country. We have to leave on the developmental front, not have a government which is throwing us in a fiscal deficit.
Who they want to oust and who they want to continue in Delhi. Can the BJP end a drought of 26 years? Can Arvind Kejriwal, after all the attacks on corruption, Sheesh Mahal, can he bring take oath as the Chief Minister for the 4th time? All that will be decided on 5th, and we'll know the results on 8th of February. Charu Pragya, thank you so much for joining us with all those details. Let me go across to my colleague Anushka, who's joining us with more details on this story. Anushka, Arvind Kejriwal's guarantee. One thing is very clear, that this time the election is being fought on largely the pitch that the Aam Aadmi Party has created. The BJP is offering, free, a lot of freebies to the people. Same by the Congress party, and same, all right, Anushka, I'm sorry, I'll have to cut to Home Minister Amit Shah, who is in Prayagraj at this moment. Live visuals coming in where he is performing after taking the dip. He is performing the puja at the Sangam. Let's take a look at what's happening there. Right, these are the visuals coming in from Prayagraj, where the Home Minister is at this moment, and after taking the holy dip, he also met the saints and the seers, and at this moment these visuals are where Home Minister is performing some kind of puja that we can see, offering his prayers at the Hanuman temple, it seems, and a lot of high-profile visits which are taking place at this moment in the Holy Triveni.
Team.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, what you are seeing at this moment is the Home Minister going across and performing puja along with his family. You can see the grandson of the Home Minister also with him, and his son Jaisha also accompanying the Home Minister. The entire family of the Home Minister, in fact, at this moment, these visuals are coming in from Prayagraj, where the Home Minister and the family has offered prayers after taking the holy dip. You can see Jaisha there, Mrs. Amit Shah, along with wife of Jaisha and their son as well. Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Yogi Adityanath, is accompanying the Home Minister and his family at this moment. All right, we'll just repeat those visuals again before we get some live inputs on this. The Home Minister is in Prayagraj, and just a short while back, he took the holy dip, met the saints and the seers to take their feedback on the arrangements of the Mahakumbh, which is taking place in Prayagraj. On the other hand, you can see the entire family. There is Keshav Prasad Maurya as well, the Deputy Chief Minister. Ranveer, my colleague, joins me at this moment. Ranveer, Home Minister and his entire family there, along with the Deputy Chief Minister, the Chief Minister, all accompanying the Home Minister as they pray at the visuals that we are seeing at this moment.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah, his family, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, Deputy CM, they all are at Akshay-Vat, which is considered as the oldest tree on this planet. So it is inside the Prayagraj fort, and a few years back, it was not allowed for a common man to visit there, but after the intervention of Prime Minister Modi and Yogi Adityanath, both leaders requested army to allow the normal devotees who visit Sangam and to take holy dip. So the common people should also be allowed to enter there, and after considering PM and CM Yogi Adityanath's request, army